Let's talk about luck and YouTube's algorithm. And is there such a thing? I believe there is. Let me ask you this. Have you ever looked around and you see someone else creating similar videos to you? You feel like yours are as good, if not better, but yet yours are just getting 100 views or 200 views, and theirs are getting 1,000 or 10,000 or 30,000. Well, here's the deal. This has happened to me. I've been on YouTube now for over 17 plus years, and I can tell you right here, there's luck involved. Now, with that being said, there also is a way to get more lucky, if that's such a thing. And what I mean by that is there's a way to increase your luck. And I'm going to cover 3 of those today from experience, by the way. And I literally just had this happen the other day on this channel, Live Video School. I've been doing this now for 17 plus years on YouTube. I built multiple 6- and 7-figure brands, and I have gotten lucky a lot. But I also did it on purpose. And what I mean by that is I increased my likelihood or my chances of getting lucky. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So on this channel, Live Video School, we started this over 15 months ago, and it took probably about, I would say, 10 to 15 videos before we got a video to be shown or to be pushed on the YouTube algorithm. And so did we get lucky? Yeah, I feel like on that video, we got lucky that the algorithm actually picked that video up. And the reason why I'm saying getting lucky is because I could have created that same video, which I've done this in the past, that same video, same title, same topic, same everything, and it doesn't do anything, doesn't do nothing. Why is that? Well, I think at that time, everything was right within not just the video, but the timing of that video. You got to remember, there's a lot of people posting a lot of videos. So the algorithm is going to give preference to not just certain channels, but maybe certain topics. And in that case, it was a video where I was talking to over 40 crowd of people that wanted to start on YouTube and why I thought it was a great idea. And that video took off. I got 30,000 views, and it got us to 1,500 subscribers almost within a week, which was crazy. So was that lucky? I think it was, but now we built on that, because once you get that little bit of luck, now all of a sudden you can go ahead and start building on that. But then what happens, and this is something that a lot of the gurus don't tell you, is, well, the algorithm, it can be finicky, and you can get put in, well, timeout or jail or the penalty box. We were getting hundreds of thousands of views after we posted that on the channel, not per video, but on the channel. And we were over 200,000 views. And then we started to talk a little bit off topic, not too much. It was still about YouTube, and it was still, related to what we were talking about. But then all of a sudden we noticed that the algorithm kind of put us in like a timeout box or a penalty box, like I said. And it was frustrating, because here we are putting out the same content as some of the other people that are in our audience, in our niche. But for some reason, YouTube said, you know what? We're going to pull back on you for a little bit. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, what did we do? And this is the 3 things I want to cover with you, is we kept posting, and we kept looking at the data, and we kept experimenting with 3 different things that I'm going to be covering. And because of that, we literally, the time of recording this, we've had a video that just popped again. We were getting over 300 views per hour, and I think it's up over 6,000 views. We've gained an additional 120 subscribers, for over 400 watch time hours from that one video. So we're starting to get back in. So did we get taken out of the algorithm penalty box? Time will tell. But if I would have stopped and said, you know what, this thing just isn't working, how could I get lucky if I don't post videos? Which is what I want to talk about with you guys here today. So let's get into it. All right, so what are those 3 things? Let's cover them. These are the 3 things that will help you get more lucky. All right, the first thing is you have to continue to create videos using titles that are aligned in your niche, but also something that is curiosity based, something that's going to help your audience, but also something that is going to get them to want to stop and click. But the algorithm also has to see that as something that your audience also wants. That's why it's really important that we focus on our titles. So the title is probably the number one thing that you're going to continue to test. You're going to continue to put out there. And when you do, and you get something that hits, then you can build on that. But that's the first way to increase your luck, is to create titles that are going to be different, but also that are going to be something that could speak to your audience and also speak to the algorithm. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. We actually are always constantly playing and testing with titles. And we actually put together a swipe file. If you would like a copy of that, we call it our title hooks. It's 10 of our top titles. And what we've done is we've turned those into templates, and you can actually mix and match them, and we actually give you examples in that template swipe file. If you want a copy of that, just put hooks in the comments and I'll send it to you. Once again, just put hooks in the comments and I'll send it to you. But that's the number one way that you can increase your luck, is by putting out videos using titles that your audience is going to resonate with, but also the algorithm is going to resonate with, which means you have to put something in the title that signals the algorithm that the audience that you're looking for, you put that in the title. So for this title, we talked about the YouTube algorithm, and then I put lucky in there because what do you mean I can get lucky, or can I get lucky? So it kind of gets you to be curious about that. And I am telling the truth there. I do believe that, there's a lot of luck involved here. Now, before I get into the second thing that's really important to increase your luck, is I need to say this, is the one thing, and I didn't put this in my 3, but the one thing that you have to do, you must do if you want to increase your luck, is you have to post more videos. And yes, you have to use those titles that I just talked about. You got to get creative with the titles, but you have to post more videos. If you're only going to post one video, your chances of luck is like once. It's like, playing the lottery or going in and getting a scratch off at the gas station, right? If you get one scratch off, you get one chance. If you get 5, you get 5 chances. And so that's the thing. We can increase our chances of getting lucky, but we have to increase the chances by us posting more videos. Makes a lot of sense, right? So now, building off of what we just talked about, the first thing is the title. Obviously, we got to increase our frequency using those titles, but the next thing is your thumbnail. Like, if you don't have a good thumbnail, a compelling thumbnail that's going to grab attention, you're going to decrease the amount of luck that you can have, right? Because if we put a thumbnail out there that has a better chance of not just the algorithm, but people seeing it and clicking on it, that's going to signal to the algorithm that this is something that people are clicking on and they're watching, okay? Which we're gonna get into how to get them to watch more, because that's another huge thing here to increase your luck. But the thumbnail is really, really important, all right? So that's the second thing to increase. You gotta have a good thumbnail. And I don't mean a thumbnail that is AI generated. It could be like a screenshot like I did for this video, and you can just put a couple of words on there that are compelling, all right? That's it. That's all that you really need, because now with AI and all that stuff, being authentic is even more important than ever, all right? The third thing is going to be the intro of the video. That is what's going to also increase your chances of a video taking off. And when you do that, that also increases the chance for that video to get more traffic. And what do I mean by that? Like, when you start your video, you should be really seriously thinking about, like, how am I going to grab their attention so they stick around? Because what that does is that tells the algorithm, this video, people are digging, they're liking it. And so from there, they're gonna watch more. And if they watch more, well, YouTube is going to then wanna push you more. So you see how it all kind of compounds on itself? But if we get those 3 things, title, super important, increase your frequency using those types of titles, right? Increase those chances. 2, thumbnail, get people to click, get them to click in. Once we get them to click in, the third is the intro, where we get them to want to watch the rest of that video. Makes a lot of sense. That is how you increase your luck. But like I said, the number one thing is the title and the frequency that you're posting those videos. And if you need help, like I said, I have that swipe file, but if you want to actually see me walk through those 10 top titles and give you multiple examples in various niches, I'm going to put a video right there. Go ahead, click on that video, watch that video, I'll walk you through it, and we'll get you more lucky.